What can happen when we look beyond the preconceptions that we form on people and places? When we look beyond what we see at first sight? This unconventional architectural project takes an alternative approach, looking at overlooked spaces, grey zones, and giving them a voice through poetry. Unveiling its potential, its secrets, and hidden spaces. If we imagined a space could talk, would we be so quick to demolish it and start again? Would we be so quick to displace disregarded communities for the sake of capital gain? We all have a perspective, but imagine if it changed.
I'd only use it in the daytime when it's light. Just as a single woman walking on my own, I wouldn't feel safe walking on it in the dark.
I think better visibility at night, because like at the moment it gets dark like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and then it's pitch black down there, and even with like really good lights it's still a bit sketchy. Like I feel that it would make people feel like less likely to use it, especially like maybe women walking on their own, which I don't think is very inclusive or just very safe really. And you hear of people getting attacked down there or like pushed off their bike and things like that, and it's sad really, because it's kind of hidden away, so people are less likely to get caught.
Interestingly, I see a lot of people, running, cycling, walking with earphones in, obviously listening to music or whatever. I never ever do that for two reasons. First of all, I like to know what's happening behind me. And if you've got earphones in, you can't hear. But, I just feel that when you're out in nature, it's a bit of a mindfulness thing. You've just got to literally embrace all the noises of creation.
You judge me?
You judge me?
You judge me?
You judge me?
You judge me? For the way I look? For the colour of my skin? Or is it because of the way that I dress? Is it because I do not look like you? Does unfamiliarity cause you to act this way? You judge me on what I display, but your preconceptions are wrong. They are misconceptions based on your bias. Maybe if you took the time to know me, your view would change. Just take a minute and look beyond what you see. Maybe take the time to speak to me. Maybe your idea of me will change. Or maybe it will remain the same. You've judged me, but you do not even know my name. I look one way to you now. The sun is high in the sky and there's plenty of daylight. Are you comfortable? How about if you saw me again, but this time it was dark? I'm sure your perception of me would change. Is it because you can't see me? Or is it because the absence of light makes you feel uncomfortable? Whether it is day or whether it is night, whether there is presence or the absence of light, I remain the same. The only thing that really changes is your view of me. Does water have a sound? Listen closely. It's made up of layers that resonate with each other so beautifully.
Can you hear that? What is that sound? As I move closer, I stumble upon two tree stumps. I follow this path, tracing the steps of those who came before me. Bending my head, dodging the branches that frame the path. Should I turn back? Unsure of what lies ahead, despite my doubt, I continue on. I can hear the sound more clearly, the sound of water. This long, narrow, dark path eventually reveals something so beautiful, a hidden but bright, beautiful lake, the secret lake.
Once I discover the pathway, I constantly find myself being pushed aside by cyclists. There are so many, sometimes one, sometimes two, sometimes slow, sometimes fast. They just keep coming. I constantly find myself looking over my shoulder and listening out for pedalling. I run, I run, I run. A variety of greenery, fewer obstructions, a good rhythm I gain as I run. As I run, I feel the narrowness of the Floop, the narrowness of the path.
Keep to the left.
Keep to the left.
Please keep left. Attention, all pedestrians on board the Fallowfield Loop. This train is calling at Fairfield, Gorton, Burnage, Leavensholme, Fallowfield and Chawton. Unfortunately, we have no toilets, no bins, limited seats and limited lighting. However, we do have trees, plants, birds, bats and many more. For your safety and for that of others, we please ask that all pedestrians keep left. We know that cyclists can be overbearing and sometimes come out of nowhere. So to make it easier for you and easier for them, please keep left. Whilst you're on the train, please keep an eye on your belongings. To report any suspicious behaviour, please do not contact a member of staff. You can, however, report it to Twitter, Facebook or Instagram, but we cannot promise a response. We advise that you do not wear headphones and instead enjoy the sounds of the Floop, including the bells on the bikes or the pedalling of a cyclist. Above all, please remember to keep left. Thank you.
I set off to Highfield Park on a walk with my daughter. Highfield Country Park. This park is a lot more wild, with its woodlands and muddy paths.
I look one way to you now. The sun is high in the sky and there is plenty of daylight. Are you comfortable? How about if you saw me again, but this time it was dark? Whether it is day or whether it is night, whether there is presence or the absence of light, I remain the same. The only thing that really changes is your view of me.
Darkness, stillness. I can't see. How will we find our way home? We slowly walk, one footstep at a time, to reach out to see if I can feel anything, touch anything. Out of the silence, a sound emerges. As we move closer, the sound grows stronger. We continue on ahead, moving closer, using its sound to find our way home.